Hello! So this billboard right here brought you to this YouTube channel. My name's William Potter Clevenger. I used to play a character in Hollywood by the name of William Clevenger for over 20 years. I became an established film producer. My last 3 movies got me to that point. Those being Grow House, Office Uprising, and then Cutthroat City. Those were the 3 films where God finally allowed me to meet my lifelong relationships. Oddly enough, I'm pretty sure I probably would have directed Office Uprising after having produced Grow House. And then ultimately that would have led into producing or directing Cutthroat City. Regardless, this is me now. What you're about to watch on this YouTube channel are various clips of the journey, as well as some long films that are also exported in a podcast form. But if you just listen to the podcast, there are visual components that will not make sense unless you watch the movie. But you will hear me talk about people, a lot of people, because my entire life is connected to literally the whole world. You see, I met somebody who we're going to refer to as SEB. And on this journey, SEB and I connected our legacy timelines together from the path that she was walking when I met her and the path that I was walking when she met me. And over the course of 7 very long, very traumatic-filled years, to where it feels like it was a trauma, comedy, horror, romance at times, SEB and myself dot connected an axis of the world together. Quite frankly, I'm convinced, and I'll take a lie detector test and I'll pass it because it's my truth I'm living in. We connected it together on a 0-degree level down to presidents of current, past, and most likely future. All I've ever wanted to do since I was a little kid growing up in Ocala, Florida, was to direct Hollywood, so I thought, blockbuster movies. That's what I moved out here for. That's why on day 1 of moving here, God allowed me to see Tom Hanks and Steven Spielberg walk in front of my car to Michael's restaurant, back for a party for the film The Terminal. It's also why God allowed me back on April 25th of last year to drive into Seth Rogen's set for the studio at the Chateau, where I met a guy named Dennis. Oh, Dennis working the valet. And Rogen and Goldberg walked in front of my car just like Spielberg and Hanks over 20 years later. I'm convinced, though, I was never supposed to be in the Hollywood film industry, but I was supposed to be in the global music industry due to the relationships I made at Full Sail University, where I went to a recording arts school but studied film. Their sister school being the LA Film School, where now some students from there are doing a long-term documentary on me, as well as a couple other filmmakers that I've met that want to have a conversation to join what is that long-term documentary. This documentary is going to follow the podcast that you're literally tuned in to watch and listen to here. Some episodes of this podcast will only be audio. Others will be audio and video. The ones that are only audio, there will be a video component introducing who those people are and why it's only audio, because we're going to talk about real life, and real life is not easy. But talking about it can set people free from the lives of the characters that they chose to play, and to becoming the lives of the characters that we were born into being on this earth. I don't have all the answers, but I do have what I feel are the answers from my own life. I will forever be in love with one person. I am willing to go to jail to prove that. I am also willing to risk life and limb to set not only her free, but me free. And that is what Share Coke with William and his friends, who raised $13.6 billion to buy Paramount, and all they got was this podcast to help people, is all about. The first 2 people this podcast is going to help is SEB and me, myself, and I, William Potter Clevenger. Stay tuned with your ears. Stay tuned with your eyes. Either way, it's going to be pure popcorn and pure cinema, because after all, art imitates life, and life sometimes becomes art when it's an act of rebellion. Peace.